Heading back for the Raptors to receive the opening kickoff, J.J. Augustus. Number 15, J.P. Lukatu. All right, Raptor fans, on your feet. It's time to make some noise. It's time to begin the second half here at Legacy Stadium.
Hey, Angus, can you hit the slider and push the slider all the way up? Angus, hit the slider on the scoreboard, or on the, I'm sorry, on the soundboard.
The Bruins travels in and out of the end zone.
Soundboard slider up, please.
Ball will be brought out to the 20-yard line.
All right, can you hear me?
Take over first and 10.
Sweet. Okay, well, welcome back to Legacy Stadium as we're starting the second half. 13-0 your score. Cherry Creek trailing. Guys, we didn't get to do much at halftime due to some technical difficulties there, but thoughts on what Cherry Creek needs to do to get this thing going in their direction? They're not that far off.
Yeah, I think first and foremost, it's you got to get us off on defense. It's been first down after first down for this Eaglecrest offense.
And I agree, and then once on offense, I think they really just need to get rolling. They got some momentum at the end of the half.
Yeah.
Some first downs, nice passes. I think they got to go for the pass game and really just got to get that going because so far the running game hasn't worked.
Feels to me like the only time they really got that running game going was Seamus Henderson up the middle. That's the only time that they really got some chunk plays.
That's true for sure. Eaglecrest ball, 2nd and 7 following that 3-yard run. We'll see what they can do. James is just such a big threat. James, this time though, he hands the ball off. It'll go toward the first down pylon. I think he got it.
Looks like they'll give it to him.
Yeah.
First down carry by Isaiah Imecheta. Tackle made on the play by Cormier Ewell.
Cormier Ewell with the stop. Ewell, the linebacker, the senior. I believe captain as well.
Yeah, he's captain.
Captain's along with who else? Obviously, I think Padilla.
Padilla, Miller.
Tom Pilato.
That's right.
And then Michael Lynn, too.
Oh, yeah. Lots of line guys as that run play stopped for about a gain of 5.
Mecheta with a 5-yard carry on the play.
Mecheta runs that one.
By Cormier Ewell.
Ewell gets a row.
Down for the Raptors. Officials spot the.
So here we go, 2nd and 6, 13-0. Eaglecrest trying to extend their lead. James. Hard count has worked many times, but doesn't get him this time. They go with an option. Pitch it. Pushed out of bounds after gaining about 3.
Sebastian Endahar pounding his way up to the.
That's got to be frustrating for a defense where it's one option. You feel like you're there. You got the second option of the quarterback, but then you got that third option that is able to get forward and gain a few yards. It's just frustrating for a defensive coordinator, and how to game plan for that is like, it's like you don't know what to do.
It's very hard because even just focus on the run, just so many things he can do. Just keep optioning it.
Hand goes through a few tackles before getting taken down right around the 49.
First down, Raptor.
Yeah, Isaiah Mecheta has been able to pick up some big.
Ball at the 48-yard line, where the Raptors will have it 1st and 10.
Okay, cool. We're good. It just went back. It was yellow, flashing red, and that was red. So it's cool. So on 1st and 10 for the Raptors. Let's see what they decide to do. James keeps it himself.
Oh,
James
and he has space.
Breaking some tackles. Almost broke through that last one.
Good tackle by Miles Purchase.
Yeah, Purchase stopped him.
Miles Purchase.
He's had a couple clutch tackles.
Yeah, he's had a couple really. I think they were both touchdown-saving tackles.
It's just he just gets that edge, and without that tackle, he's gone.
The Raptors quarterback brings up 2nd and 1 for the Raptors. now in Bruin territory.
I mean, you could see if Miles Purchase doesn't make that tackle, he's gone. He's walking in.
He's just so shifty, able to just juke out so many people.
He's got great vision, too. He has a great sense of where he's got a hole, where he's got a lane to gain those extra yards on these runs.
So the
First
run play
down.
once again good enough for double the yardage needed for the first down and then some. Amechita really didn't do much in that first half, but he's shown up in like a really big way here early in this second.
Yeah, he's had a lot of nice runs on this first drive, just fighting through the tackles, getting that extra yardage. All they do is run.
So on 1st and 10, Eaglecrest driving really well.
Oh, he
Ball's
lost the ball.
loose. Cherry
Bruins got
Creek's
it.
got it.
Bruins got it.
That's a big stop.
That is huge.
Dade Bissell with the recovery for the Bruins.
Well, that was huge.
That was really big.
We got some excitement up here.
So it'll be Cherry Creek ball. That might be the stop that jump starts this team.
Fumble recovery by the Bruins will take over at their own 35-yard line after the turnover.
If you think about when we play Pomona,
Once again, Raptor fans,
the turnover that they got inside the red zone really sparked them, where they drove down the field 80 yards, scored a touchdown to send it to overtime, and then they ended up winning it. Let's see if this kind of has the same effect of just kind of gives them a spark.
Yeah, just flip the switch. And if they can just get a couple first downs, I really think, as we've seen in past games, once they get in that sort of momentum, they really just, things open up.
Yeah, this is an offense that once they get into a groove, like Jacob said, that they're hard to stop. And they've proven time and time again that this offense can drive down the field no matter what kind of coverage, no matter what kind of front you give them, they're going to just go.
Yeah. Cherry Creek taking their sweet time in this huddle. Mainly because this drive will be so important. They need points. They need them badly. I believe, is that the first time that Cherry Creek has been held scoreless in the first half?
Yeah.
Yeah, this season.
So that's big. But that's okay. I mean, coaches always talk about they want wake-up calls to happen before the playoffs when they really, really matter. So maybe this first half will be a big wake-up call, and this hole it's deep, but not too deep to climb out
Yeah,
of.
2 touchdowns and they have the lead.
Yeah, exactly. So it's deeper than they've been, but it's still doable. As this big run makes it a whole lot easier if he would have broken that last tackle.
Yeah,
Seamus
almost.
Henderson. I thought he was gone, but, you know, just tripped up at the last second. Shea Oladipo comes up with it for Eaglecrest.
Sometimes when you watch the Broncos, they talk about Phillip Lindsay and how he's so hard to stop because he's so small compared to his linemen that the backers can't see him and where he
lost
goes.
Behind him.
It's almost like Seamus Henderson is kind of the same way, where he's able to kind of hide behind the line and then break free.
There he goes again, Seamus Henderson. And out for the first down, as he gains about 4.
Once again. His carry is good for a Bruins first down.
Under 7 minutes to play here in quarter number 3.
Seamus Henderson has had a great season this year.
Tackle made on the
He's had He's had 311 yards and 4 touchdowns, and he's averaging 8.4 yards per carry.
Nice little just pitch play, but Eaglecrest saw it all the way through. Brought down at the line of scrimmage was Jay Lee Stacks. Or Walker.
Yeah, it looked like that was James Walker.
Number 1, EA Sports, Elijah Anderson Taylor. 1 yard loss on the play brings up 2nd and 11 for the Bruins. Ball spotted just inside the 45-yard line.
Hand off to Stacks.
Ball's loose.
Wait.
Was it a fumble? Oh, no.
The ball carrier, there is a fumble on the play. Let's let the officials unstack the pile.
I think they're signaling that Cherry Creek did come up with it, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
Yeah. So
Yeah, Cherry Creek recovered it.
So it'll be
Officials
3rd down.
determined the Bruins held on to the ball. Brings up 3rd down.
This is kind of a big 3rd down. This is a pretty big drive. If they can just capitalize off that turnover, just put them right back in this game. Trips right.
Timeout, Cherry Creek.
Yeah, smart timeout.
It's a big play. Yeah, they want to think it over.
Their first timeout.
So we'll go ahead and stick right here and talk about some of the things we couldn't during halftime due to some technical difficulties. So the story that broke just earlier this week, I believe it was Tuesday or Wednesday night, was announced that the district had put Cherry Creek, Eaglecrest principal Gwen Hanson-Viahill and athletic director Vince Orlando on leave as they investigated. And what they determined was that those two had known that the Eaglecrest football team had played an ineligible player during last season's first couple of games in the season. I think it was weeks 2 and 3 it was. They had known about it, didn't do anything about it since Chassis works as a self-reporting organization. That was a huge failure to report violation.
Especially just because they went to the state championship game.
Right. They went undefeated throughout that entire season, so actually not anymore. So they were 10-0. Chassa made them forfeit weeks 2 and 3, so now they're down to 8 and 2. Had they reported, they probably would have had to forfeit those 2 games as well. So would they have been 8 and 2 at the end of the season? I mean, it's hard to speculate like that, but let's just assume they would have. For a team like Cherry Creek, that means that they wouldn't have met with Eaglecrest in the semifinal or in the quarterfinals, where they lost last year.
Yeah, that's big.
Andrew, what would you think would happen if, do you know what kind of punishment they would get if they figured out, at the end of the investigation that it wasn't the results? If they were breaking rules, what do you think the punishment would be?
Well, so they did determine that it was broke. The investigation, they finished it. Chassa did, and it's over. They did break the rules. So what they did is they placed last year's coach can't coach in Chassa, I think indefinitely. And then athletic director and principal, I believe, don't quote me on this, but somewhere in the ballpark of a year's suspension from overseeing Chassa activities as Padilla rolls back, finds his man. Him. Oh, but did the ball? Yeah, no, he held the ball. So
that's a first down.
Yeah, that's a big pass play. Let's see who it was to.
I think it was number 16, Connor Page.
Connor Page comes up with a big catch.
Great drive by Padilla, just sticking in there, keeping the play alive, and then finding his man. It's a big play.
Pass reception caught by Connor Page.
Oh, personal foul on the play. Face masks, that'll
add
on
that's even
some more yards.
So I have it. I just have it right here. So Eaglecrest first off was forced to forfeit 2 varsity and 2 JV games. The athletic director, Vince Orlando, was placed on probation for 1 year and is not allowed to serve on a Chassa-related boards for 4 years. And Principal Hanson-Viahill is restricted from overseeing all Chassa-related athletics and activities at Eaglecrest for 1 year. And then, as well as that, every single athletic team at Eaglecrest High School is now on probation for a year, meaning increased scrutiny for athletes and more serious penalties if any new violations occur. Ball on the ground. Run play gets them close to that first down marker.
Would it be similar to college where it's like if you break a rule, you can't play in a bowl game for this amount of years? Or do you think it'd be like, oh, they can't play in the playoffs for a year or two? Or
I do believe that if it was found that let's say that they do an investigation, find that Eaglecrest broke the rules again, played another ineligible player, I imagine that would eliminate them from the postseason for at least this year, if not another year. I think it would just affect whatever sport was caught with the violation, though. But now, since every sport's on probation, they're all under intense scrutiny. So if any single sport screws up, then there would be serious consequences, most likely a ban from the postseason.
And you would just hate to see that, especially for all the seniors. It'd just really not be a good
Well,
situation.
and especially during this season, because earlier in the year, we can't forget that after the Highlands Ranch win, Coach,
Second down for the Bruins.
his name escapes me, but he resigned. Remember that, guys? As the ball is carried enough for the first down, should move the pylons, I believe. Walker.
J.J. Augustus.
But yeah, you remember that? I forget his name. Oh, Dustin Delaney, the original head coach of Eaglecrest this year, played one game, then resigned citing poor field conditions, unsanitary locker rooms, and said that Eaglecrest was doing nothing about it. He just resigned out of the blue 1 week into the year. He'd already played one game with the team. So Eaglecrest hired Garrett Looney as the interim coach. He's still their head coach right now. So just a lot of turmoil for this team that was so promising last year. To have to deal with so much off the field like this
and
has
that's
been
still gone undefeated thus far. It's just with all that going on.
So 1st and 9 from the 9. So 1st and goal. Padilla sends one in motion, rolls to the right, looking for a receiver. They love this play.
Oh, he's
they
wide open.
Back,
Vance
find
Brazil.
The touchdown.
Wide open. That is a great throw.
Vance Brazil gets his 3rd touchdown in 2 games.
To number 86.
He was just all by himself, left uncovered.
The tight end comes up big.
That was excellently drawn up. Sent Bradley Mariska in motion to the right. Padilla rolls out to the right. Creates, it's almost like they try to create a distraction, like we're going right. And Vance Brazil just stayed in for pass block for a second, just escapes out the back, no one there.
Willis's kick goes straight through the uprights, so we now have ourselves a 6-point ball game.
Yeah, just like that.
13-7 your score. Eaglecrest with just the slight lead.
That was a great drive. They took advantage of the fumble, put themselves right back in this game.
Yeah, man. I mean, that was a big touchdown right there. We talked about it. They needed to score. They needed a score, and they got just that. So with that, your score 13-7 like we said. We've got 3:26 left as we just are getting ready now for another kickoff. We'll see if Cherry Creek has found their rhythm. Offensively, I feel like they did. Defensively, I mean, they seemed, well, what do you guys think? How did they seem defensively during Eaglecrest's first drive?
JP.
It seemed like they were a little better on the run, but really before the fumble, it did still feel like Eaglecrest had momentum and was still getting those first downs. So I guess we'll see how they respond here.
Yeah, it really just seemed like they were still able to move the ball at ease.
Yeah. So we'll have to see what happens. Touchback, Eaglecrest ball. 1st and 10 from the 20 coming up.
End zone. It'll be a touchback.
At this point in the game, how many times would you expect a team to, pass the ball?
I mean, from what we've seen thus far, I don't expect them to pass at all.
Yeah, I don't think they'll pass. Have they passed?
They've passed one time.
And it was just like a little outlet pass that fell incomplete.
And it was a screen pass that was nearly intercepted.
Yeah.
But, I mean, the run game's working. I don't see why they should go to the passing game, considering they're able to drive it down the field.
It's just the fumbles that are killing them.
Yeah.
Just 2 fumbles so far, I think. Oh, he's passing. 2nd time this game. And he's got if he hadn't fallen.
He had a lot of daylight.
Yeah. 10 yards, 12 yards, first down. 2nd throw of the game. Maybe they're changing it up a little bit.
I mean, my guess would have been that at halftime they would just stack as many people in the box as they thought was necessary and say, you want to drive the ball down the field, throw it.
Yeah.
You have to throw. We're not going to let you run it anymore.
So 1st and 10 from the 32-yard line. 3 minutes left in quarter number 3. On the pitch play, Cherry Creek saw it all the way. Goes for about a 4-yard gain.
Jalen Stewart spins his way up to the 5-yard line, call it the 36. Carson Brantley, John Maloney combining on the stop for the
It's
Browns.
weird thinking that they've only passed 2 times, and then we talked about them playing Grandview, and they won on a Hail Mary.
Yeah, that's crazy to think about. Especially just the points they put up every week, 55, 46, 33, 50,
Yeah,
51.
I mean, they've scored more than 30 points every game.
Like, when you think of points like that, you're thinking like an air raid, air attack, but it's just running, really.
Well, it's just really one
Oh,
guy
fumble.
running.
Wait,
Yeah,
fumble
ball's
again.
loose.
Oh, the Bruins
Cherry
got
Creek
it.
thinks
wow.
they have it.
Third fumble of the game.
Let's see. Did they get it?
Yes,
they
sir.
do. Who is
That's
that?
big.
John Adams with the
John
recovery.
That's
Oh,
big.
wow.
Recovered by number 28.
Bruins in
John
striking
Adams.
distance already, down 6. They could take the lead.
So
And the
Cherry
Bruins
Creek's
take over
defense.
after the
Talk
has-
about-
Done.
Talk about momentum shifters. That is just huge.
I guess they realize that if we can't stop you while you're running the ball, we might as well just take the ball away from you. It's a good strategy. I mean,
Yeah,
it's worked.
I mean,
Twice.
it doesn't even seem like we're ripping the ball out. It seems like there's some
Yeah, it's like a
miscommunication
drops.
between the quarterback and the running back.
And that has to be expected when there's so much just motion going on every single
Yeah.
play that you're going to get a little confused every now and then.
I mean,
I was thinking is, don't you think that like they run it so much that these guys must get tired? I mean, ball security wise, that we almost lost the ball there, but it'll go for a loss.
I mean, when you're a quarterback, on those options, you're supposed to put in his gut. You're supposed to, and that running back's supposed to act like he has it. He needs to be in a position where if he knows he's going to get it, he needs to have control. And the quarterback needs to have the ability to pull the ball out at ease, too, where he's not going to lose the ball. It feels like there's something not going right there that is just really hurting them.
Not
Right.
something you'd expect from a team week 8 that only runs the ball to be having so much trouble just with mechanics.
Timeout Cherry Creek. We'll stay right here, though.
Seems like Eaglecrest runs an offense a lot like what Army and Navy run.
Yeah, like focused around their
Focused
quarterback
around
usually.
their quarterback running the ball.
Trying to think if we've seen that from a high school team in the state recently. I don't believe so.
Doherty ran a
honestly.
few formations like that.
But just
But to be so dominant,
yeah, where it's
the
two
quarterback,
we're
yeah.
almost in the fourth quarter and it's 2 passes.
That's a bold thing to do against the top team in the state. You'd think that you'd want to have an even attack, kind of keep them on their toes, but they're saying, you know we're about to run, but we're still going to run it up the gut every single time.
And I want to say it's working because they have the lead, but we've just seen for the 3rd time a fumble.
Well, it works until you lose the ball.
Yeah.
So just don't lose the ball. But at this point, like we were just talking about, though, I truly believe that it probably does get tiring for these guys to have to be – I mean, they get hit so much. And,
Yeah, you
and
just take a
running
beating
back-
every single
Yeah.
game.
Bruins offense is set to go. They have a
And you have to imagine
second
that
and 12 from the
as a
37
defense, you
yard
probably just get exhausted play after play defending the run, just
Yeah.
following the ball.
So let's see. They go
Seamus
on the run. Henderson has a hole, gets about 6.
Seamus Henderson, the ball
And I'm
carrier.
thinking, though, just you've got to wonder, maybe this has to do with the coaching change. Like, as you said, week 1, their coach resigned. Maybe they just didn't have time to really put in a full offense, so they just work around this one little formation.
They found one thing that worked and ran with it.
Because pretty much every play, it starts from the same exact
Brings up
formation.
third down from the 30
One,
yard
at
line
most
for
2
the
receivers.
I mean, when your quarterback has rushed for over 1,000 yards, I'd say
7
that's a
games
good
in.
move.
Does Cherry Creek have anybody who's rushed to anywhere near 1,000? No, right? No, our biggest is like 420. So Padilla hands the ball off to Henderson
Oh,
once
just
again.
runs into a wall.
Yes, that'll bring up 3rd down.
Seamus
I mean,
Henderson
I think-
stepped up the line of scrimmage
I think,
for a couple of yards.
Yeah, Dylan James
Jennings
has
there,
rushed
first
for more
and
yards
10
than
on the
Padilla
fourth
has
down.
thrown for in this season.
That's an
crazy.
insane stat.
Also assisting on the play, Matt Youngblood.
25 seconds
down
left
for
in
the
this
Bruins.
3rd quarter.
And we've been talking
From
about how
the
Padilla,
27-yard
like,
line.
if he were to turn it up just
Call it the
like
28
2
yard
more
line.
notches, would be on record-setting pace in terms of the yardage that he's thrown for. So let's see. Huge down, 4th and 3
That
coming up.
sideline is getting the crowd fired up, and I
Yeah,
think
they
that
are.
Looks like they're just going to let it run.
it looks like the
Yeah.
play clock is even with.
That's dangerous. Are they going to call delay a game?
It looks like it hit Yeah, they'll just let it go.
Yeah, so if that was too hard, you don't know if that's accurate even. So that was a good call there by the referees. At the end of the third, we're heading into the fourth with a really, really tight
nail
one.
biter here, 13-7.
The best game that we've broadcast all year for this team. 13-7 your score. Eaglecrest leads. We'll take a short break and be back in just a second.
The Cherry Creek School District is nationally recognized for academic excellence. Recent graduates earned more than $60 million in scholarships, but academics are just one part of the Cherry Creek School's experience. Up to 85% of our students participate in a rich variety of clubs, arts, activities, and athletics. As a result, they leave us well-rounded, well-educated citizens, college-prepared and workforce-ready. That's the Cherry Creek commitment. The Cherry Creek School District is nationally recognized for academic excellence. Recent graduates earn more.
Go and get that. Sweet. Okay. So we're back. Cherry Creek with a 4th and 3 coming up. Probably the biggest fourth down play of the year thus far, boys, wouldn't you say?
Oh, no question.
Most definitely.
So if you guys were in Dave Logan's shoes, what would you do? What's been working? What do you think would work on this play?
I say they either do a quick out to chase Penry or they're going to run it.
Yeah, just stacks up the middle could work. And one thing, too, with a team like Eaglecrest, if they have the lead, they need to burn time. I mean, they're the perfect lead design team to do that, just running it. So even with 12 minutes left, you got to think it's kind of getting down to crunch time.
Cherry Creek taking their sweet time on this.
Is holding ticket number 3695366.
Is that you, Joe?
Once again,
it's not.
Dang. How about you, Jacob? The raffle. Was that you?
Oh, unfortunately not.
This Eaglecrest sideline is trying to pump up the crowd.
Biggest play of this game thus far. Padilla's ready for it. Looking around, can't find anybody.
He may have it
He's
himself.
He's going to run, and he gets it himself, I think.
Yeah,
I think he got it.
Big run.
Wow. He got it.
It was close just because in high school, different than the NFL, as soon as you touch the ground, you're
down.
So you can't slide. You don't get that extra yardage.
So he had to dive, really, which is even a little more dangerous. But he made it easily. Well, he made it look easy. I don't think it was easy, but
I think what some people like to think that it's when he's down, that's where the ball's going to be placed. It's where the ball is, and the ball clearly
had crossed.
Crossed.
That's a good clarification to make because that's a big point of confusion, especially in high school. Handoff. Stacks up the middle.
He's churning those legs.
Oh, no. Looks like they're going to get a holding or something.
Definitely a hold on.
I think it's going to be Carson Lee.
Yeah.
Oh, that hurts after a nice run like that.
Yeah, they're backing him up. Because Carson Lee, I mean, was still holding that guy as the play was 8 yards downfield.
Penalty marker on the field. Will be a holding call against the Bruins offense.
Oh,
I
think they said 63.
So Don Pilato is who they called.
10-yard penalty assessed from the spot.
Wow, so 1st and 20 coming up from the 35 now. That's opposed to what would have been like a like a 2nd and 3, maybe 2nd and 2 from the red zone. So now they hand the ball off once again to Stacks. Stacks has room, I believe.
I think that was James Walker.
That is Walker. The 5 and the 2 get me every time because they're both running so much, and it's always been Stacks up to this point in the year. And now Walker, although Walker, let me see, how many rushing touchdowns has he had? He's had 3. Rushing yards-wise, he hasn't gotten the yardage to put him in the top 3 or 4, but he's gotten the touchdowns, which has been interesting.
He's one of those kind of X factors where he's lining up at kick returner, receiver a little bit, and running back.
Padilla turns and says something to the back. Gets him ready to go on 2nd and 12. They fake the handoff.
Oh.
Quick throw.
He's got
Gus Salinkas. I think Gus has got the first down.
Gus
Nice
should have
play.
it.
a tight end across the middle.
So Cherry Creek's offense, they woke up at halftime, did they not?
Oh,
at this
yeah,
point.
it sure seems
Oh,
like
yeah.
that, yeah. Just the first half, they were just having so much trouble just driving it even.
Yeah, doing anything. We talked about, too, it was odd that we didn't throw the ball as much as we thought we would.
I think we knew Marcus Miller would have some effect on that, but I don't think we knew it would have this big of an effect.
I thought it would be effective in the fact that he doesn't have his number one target. That definitely is going to affect a quarterback, but I feel like instead of just like keep passing, finding different receivers, they just tried to rely on the run game a little too much.
They go with a
Can he
handoff.
get the corner?
He
Nice stiff arm.
almost gets it. That's Walker. Walker gets about 6, honestly.
Yeah.
Carry on the play by James
Cherry
Walker.
Creek trying to move quickly.
Brings up second down for the Bruins. Ball spotted just outside the 9-yard line, or it'll be second down for the Bruins.
So here we go. Padilla is ready to take this snap, but the hard count gets Eaglecrest, I think.
Yeah. It looks to me like that's going to be on Eaglecrest.
I do too, just
Yeah,
the direction
I
that the
saw him
teams are
jump.
moving. Yep. And that is going to result in a first down, right?
Offsides against the Raptors.
So that results in a first and goal situation for Cherry Creek.
Penalty
No?
backs the Raptors up to the
Yeah, you're right.
4-yard line,
So they'll be right around there, the 4-yard line.
Wow. Big play there. Well, big penalty there for
Gives them
Eaglecrest.
fresh set of down, first and goal at the 4.
That changes things for Cherry Creek, though. I mean, it almost looked like
yeah.
they were getting ready to do a pass. But at this point, if you have somebody who can just punch it in, you're 4 yards away. Might as well.
Yeah, a touchdown would be very nice here.
Padilla
Take the lead.
getting set, 2 wide receivers
Oh,
out to
direct
his left.
snap.
Philly special.
Oh, he fumbled it. Oh, no.
And
Eaglecrest
comes up
Wait,
with it.
oh, no.
Did Eaglecrest or did Cherry Creek?
Oh, my gosh.
They're
Eaglecrest
trying to run the
isn't
Philly
celebrating.
special.
And it just, they screwed it
Oh, it
up.
looked like Stacks. He was trying to, like, other guy tossed it back to Stacks, and he just didn't hang on to it.
Yeah, James Walker took it.
Yeah.
This is huge. Who has the ball?
Who's got it? It's Cherry Creek ball,
Cherry
it looks like.
Creek.
Wow.
That's a
got it.
big
Wow.
Carson Lee, great
Oh,
heads-up
man.
play to get on that football.
That could be a
Carson Lee.
potentially game-deciding play. I mean, with the Bruins in such close field position.
Yeah.
Carson Lee.
That was a good play, right, Carson Lee? That saved this game.
Like we said earlier, a lot of teams are putting in that
Yeah,
Philly
we
special
said that.
play, and that's exactly what they did there.
That's exactly right. I mean, you love it when it works, but oh yeah,
Timeout
Eaglecrest
taken,
timeout.
yeah, before the snap, just barely before the snap.
Timeout taken by the Raptors.
Feels like when it comes to a trick play, people evaluate it where if it works, it's genius, and if it doesn't work, you're crazy.
That's exactly it. Like if he'd lost that fumble, we'd be thinking, why didn't they just run it up the middle?
Had that gone for a touchdown, it's
We'd be-
genius.
yeah, it's-
At this point, it's just no harm, no foul, luckily.
yeah.
Yeah.
Would like to pass the palms across the field to the Eaglecrest varsity dance team for their continual hard work, commitment, and success in the dance team community. The Eaglecrest dance team are not only great student athletes led by an amazing group of coaches, but exceptional leaders in the community. In the passing of these palms, Cherry Creek would like to wish Eaglecrest the best of luck this competition season. We look forward to cheering you on throughout
Yeah,
the
yet again,
2018-2019
what a great heads-up play by that O-line, or Carson
Yeah.
Lee.
Carson Lee, I mean, it doesn't get more heads up than that.
Yeah, just diving
being
on the
able
ball,
to realize, and that's a quick decision you got to make. Yeah,
just to go all in for it.
well, yeah, and just to realize, because I think it'd be almost shocking to be down there and process, because you're trying to block, you got all this other stuff on
and
your
then
mind,
to
and the ball's
behind
on the
you all of a
ground.
sudden, and it's behind you.
and
Yeah.
you just hear some commotion, you see it on the ground, and I mean, you just got to train your mind. If you see it on the ground, fall on it. That's my guess, is that
Just all
Oh,
those
yeah.
you don't have time to process.
I mean, I'd say if you're on offense, you definitely just try and fall on it. But
Mhm.
defenders are taught, if there's people in the area, get on it. But if you are like 150% sure that there's no one around you, you can pick it up and try and run with it.
Once again,
Yeah. Just don't do what most defenders do, and if you do pick it up, no one around, you get all the way to the goal line and then drop it before you hit the goal line.
Yeah.
That happens way too often.
It's crazy to think how people think it's like to drop it.
Coming out of the timeout, it's the Bruins with a 2nd and goal from the 12-yard line.
So here we go, second and goal from the 12. They go with the handoff. Is he able to get the corner? Yes, he does. Towards the pylon, but not going to be able to get there. About 2 yards shy was James Walker III.
Forced out of bounds by Shea Oladipo.
Oladipo.
I think that was
came up with a tackle.
I think that's definitely something that opens up the playbook where
Yeah,
you're at
now
a
that they're
point.
so close.
You're so close. You could say they can run the ball, but you could also run a bootleg, a quick play-action pass to try and get it in too.
Yeah. So
interesting. Julian Hammond is in the huddle.
Yeah. I wonder
backup quarterback in the huddle.
This is a really weird time to put Julian Hammond in. He's
no,
been doing okay.
But no, he's in with Padilla. Like they're both in.
No, yeah, but like why? That's the thing.
On the 3-yard line too. If they're just running it up the middle.
Handoff.
Oh, will he get there?
Oh,
he's got it.
Push touchdown.
Wow.
Cherry Creek gets in.
And the Bruins have tied the game, going on, taking the lead with this extra point. That was a huge run.
One thing about Jaley Stacks that you gotta love is he never stops.
Keeps those legs churning.
He keeps the legs churning.
Yeah, he does.
It's like when you talk about Marshawn Lynch and the Beastquake, that happened because his legs did not stop churning.
And such a good offensive line like the Bruins have, they can just push those piles. Very clutch play.
That was the play that Cherry Creek fans have been waiting to cheer about all game. Tie ball game, 13-13 your score.
Now they got the lead.
And right on cue, Mac Willis gives Cherry Creek its first lead of the day, 14-13 your score.
I just think that extra point Eaglecrest missed. That's coming back to haunt them now with 8 minutes left. Now losing the game.
I mean, if they score fast, they're going to have to go for 2.
Yeah. And it's hard to see them scoring fast just because every one of their drives is just a long run-based attack.
That's the scary thing about this offense where it's all running is it takes so much clock off.
Which is so weird just to think about them winning a game on a Hail Mary. Just letting it out through the air.
2 passes.
I've gotten a couple texts that I guess the three of us had a nice harmony there on that touchdown. We all did a nice little
It's one of those plays where you're just waiting there like, is he going to get across? Yes, he did.
So Cherry Creek leads 14-13 your score after the offense was dormant for the first half. They have woken up, not to the degree that we normally see them, though granted, this is a much better team than they've played in the past. But still, I mean, this is a team that averages 40 points per game, and it's taken them until midway through the fourth quarter to put up 14.
Yeah, I mean, they were held scoreless through the first half. So that just shows how much of a defensive battle this has been, considering that I think Eaglecrest has averaged around the same amount of points too.
Yeah, both averaging in the 40s, I think you said.
They have. Eaglecrest averages about 45.
40-yard line for the Bruins. Back deep to receive for the Raptors. Number 15, J.P. Lukatu, and number 12, J.J.
Augustus and Lukatu back to
position.
Receive this kickoff.
Set to go.
We'll see if Mac Willis can put it in the back of the end zone for a touchback or what he decides to do. Willis's kick looks good. Like it'll go for
might be short.
It's just short. Fielded at the 1 yard line.
Let's see.
He's got some space. Breaks through a couple tackles. Yeah, taken down right around the 30. So
yeah. Augustus giving the Raptors room to work. Taking the kick all the way back to the
nice return, giving them good field position. I mean,
here we go.
30-yard line. Correction,
it's crazy thinking how that 1 yard, that if he would have kicked it 1 yard farther, it could have been on the 20. But he's just able to stay out of the end zone where he's able to get a nice, give them 10 extra yards.
1 yard just cost them 10. So
let's see if they change their offense at all. I'm not expecting it.
I don't expect it either. In fact, they go to the ground once again, except this time it's a
it.
keeper from James. James gets about 9.
James able to take it out to the
But, you know,
39-yard line.
I think we just talked about this a little bit, but I want to reiterate it.
Brings up second and short for the Raptors.
This running offense, when it gets into tight games like this,
Arden
you
Walker,
eat a lot of your own clock that you might need in a situation
Yeah.
like this.
Especially, too, like right now, they've been running every single play. They must be tired, you have to feel like.
Yeah. Well, is it fatigue that caused those 2 turnovers? We don't know, but we can certainly speculate that it was. I mean, this is a team that ball security-wise did like perfect in that first half. On the ground once again, enough for the first.
Yeah, well, not only in the first half, but they hadn't thrown an interception, and it doesn't look like they've fumbled the ball all season either.
That would make sense.
Arden Walker on the
Yeah,
tackle
no
for the
interceptions
Bruins.
thrown, and they just refuse to report fumbles. So maybe they fumble a lot.
Yeah, they just don't want us to know.
Yeah, so that is they do not report fumbles, which is an odd thing because that's such an easy thing to report. So it does make you wonder if they just haven't had any, honestly.
Yeah. Just over 6.5 remaining.
James.
Another run.
Yeah, it gives it to.
And how it's just weird. Like there's so many people.
They're
around
ripping
them.
at that football.
Yeah, they want another fumble.
Oh, that ball's out!
No,
that
it's
ball
down.
is out.
They're saying that he was down.
You can just see every Bruins defender just ripping at the ball, hungry for another one.
They're getting close.
They know that they're having trouble holding on to the football, so they're
So
going
might as
at
well.
it.
I mean, that could possibly put this game.
Well, if they would have ruled that differently and said that he wasn't down,
Oh, and
that
it was
goes
alive.
for
Oh,
a
yeah,
score.
that's scoop and score.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's a touchdown.
And that
that puts it at an 8-point game.
that's huge.
Under 6.
1-point ball game here from Legacy Stadium. It doesn't get much better than this here in mid-October. The handoff, enough for the first down, brought down right around the 48-yard line.
Isaiah Amechita.
Amechita, the ball carrier.
Territory for another Raptors first down. Stop made on the play by the Bruins, number 28, John Adams. Officials spot the ball down at the 47-yard line where the Raptors will have it first and 10 inside Bruin territory.
With 5:10 remaining in a tight one, we thank all of you for joining us here right now.
Walker.
On the ground, James breaks free, has a lot of space, finally brought down after crossing the 30-yard line.
Yeah, that's why they run the football. They've got a weapon.
He's just so shifty.
There is a flag on the 45.
Oh, that could back this up. That would be a big flag.
No.
Shout out
Yeah.
to our
It
camera
will.
guy, Elijah.
Yeah, that
Point
looks
that
like,
out.
yeah, it's going to be a
That
holding
brings
call.
back
That's
maybe
Yeah.
a 20-yard run.
That's a huge swing. Cherry Creek catches a break there, as that'll back it up to 1st and 20 now, correct?
Oh, yeah, 1st and 20.
Yeah, that's big.
Negates a nice run by James.
Just watching James run, it's just he's near all these defenders, but he's just so shifty and able to do those jukes, just keep his feet moving, get those extra yards.
This is a part, I mean, it's games like these and stuff like this, like they're running offense and how it eats so much clock up. It's like you want your team to be the ball, you want your team to have the ball out.
You
Yeah,
do.
to be in control.
You
yeah.
really do. That'll put your mind at ease if your team has the ball with about 1 minute left, whether they have the lead or not, quite frankly, just because you know that there's a chance. So, anyways, Eaglecrest has the ball right now. This run won't get them anywhere near the 20
Oh,
they
another
need.
flag, and
Another
it's.
flag.
I think that's on the Bruins,
Yeah, I do
I
too.
think that's going to be a face mask.
and that would be a
Jeez.
huge penalty just because on a third or on a with 20 yards to go and you're only running the ball, it's a little bit difficult.
Can't lose your head like that.
We'll see though. Yep, you
Yep,
called it
face
face
mask.
mask.
Good
That's
job.
huge.
Good eye, Joe.
And that is huge. The Bruins were in position to potentially.
That's a new set of downs.
It
right?
is a new set of
Wow.
downs. It's an automatic first down.
So it would have been like a second and
Like,
15 plus
yeah.
maybe. And just if they're running it, that's hard to get. That's a hard 15 yards.
After the penalty yardage
Just
has
like
been
that,
set,
first
it'll
down.
be a first down for the Raptors from the Bruins 36-yard line.
Under
So-
4.5 minutes left. Clock still running. James gets the signal. Dylan James, the senior, has been a stud today for the Raptors. Driving, and he's already taken about 3 minutes off this clock. They go to the ground once again. This one's stuffed easy,
Oh,
though.
James.
Jeez, that was...
Oh, he gets up okay. He went down holding his leg, though, and
Yeah.
I mean, he is this offense.
He's still
He has a
walking
limp,
gingerly. Yeah, he's going to need a sub, would be my guess.
Ty Robinson is the backup.
And
Or
Robinson, I
that's who's listed.
believe, he's played a little bit.
I think he had that Hail Mary because he has 2 attempts on the season, and one of those is 43 yards.
For a
no touchdowns, though.
No touchdowns, though. Okay.
Well, Dylan James threw a 50-yarder, so maybe he was the one who threw the Hail Mary.
Yeah.
Maybe he has an arm, but he's hiding it.
Oh, he gets hit
Cherry
again.
Creek
He
almost
gets it on.
got to it, but instead this will go for a first down for the Raptors as they get out of bounds to stop the clock as well.
Jalen
Stewart, the ball carrier.
Forced out of bounds by Damani
Smart play
Jones.
by the Bruins in making sure he does not stay in bounds and letting that clock run, because they only have one
Yeah, Bruins have
timeout.
one timeout. So if
Yeah.
Eaglecrest does score here, and the Bruins are forced to go on that potentially game-winning drive, they need as much time as they can have.
What
Officials
a
spot
scene
the ball
here
at
at
the
Legacy Stadium.
24-yard line, or to be 1st and 10 for the Raptors.
Lots of people out here on both sides, honestly, considering that it's the first day of fall break, really. I mean, a lot of people are in various places around the country. I always thought it'd be interesting to have people just tweet back to us where they're watching from. 'Cause we know we've had viewers in Hawaii, we've had viewers on the East Coast. Interesting, but
An
Walker,
option.
or excuse me, James pitches it.
Oh, good tackle, though.
Yeah, nice tackle by the Bruins as they're able to keep him from getting that first down. Stewart, the ball carrier, once again.
Combined stop on the play by Dade Bissell, Jaden Triplett. Ball spotted just outside the 21-yard line. Or to be 2nd and 7 for the Raptors.
On nights like these, big games, lots of people out here covering it. We thank you for choosing us to be the ones that bring you this game live from wherever you may be. Ball on the ground. Does not get enough for the first or even close, so this will bring up a 3rd down for Eaglecrest.
2.5 remaining.
Brings up 3rd down.
Yeah, I mean, they've already eaten almost 5 minutes off this clock.
And the Bruins only have one timeout, so
Yeah.
if they score, and I mean, they're in field goal range, and a field goal would give them the lead.
At the 20-yard line, or to be
Bruins-
3rd down for
A stop would be
the
huge.
Raptors.
Yeah, 3rd and 6. This is a big play.
The thing is I have a feeling they're playing for 4 downs, because the whole game they weren't playing for a field goal or a punt. They were playing to move the chains.
Easy. So 3rd and 6 with under 2 minutes left in this ball game. Eaglecrest, James looking for a change in the signal. But now they're
Timeout.
going to go ahead and call a timeout because they didn't like it. That is going to be their 2nd timeout, I believe, unless it's their
Timeout,
first.
Raptors.
Yeah, so that was their 2nd. So both teams now have 1 timeout remaining. 1:48 left. We're going to keep it right here. Guys.
So let's say they don't get this, and it's 4th down. It is in field goal range. Might be pushing it for a high school kicker, especially seeing that they missed.
They're not going for a field goal.
But you got to think though, with this amount of time left, and a field goal that would give them the lead.
Yeah, but with the way
let's say
Cherry Creek's been
it's like a
driving-
4th and 8. Do you think they'd choose to run the ball? Because we know they're not going to
Well,
throw it.
yeah, that's
Would
tough.
they run it on 4th and 8
well,
over
but
a?
when they have a guy that averages 12 yards a carry.
That's true.
Right? Or yeah, James.
Yeah,
very important play.
I mean, when you look at everyone who's run the football, they all average about 5 or more yards per carry, and they can get a few yards. They're in that range.
So if they get 1 yard here, then they have guys that do this on a constant basis. This is a tough one, man. This is a tight ball game. One of the best ones that we've had on this network for sure. This is going to go down as a classic, especially with the history of these two teams. You always think about the last couple of years, it's been Grandview and Creek that have had the rivalry. But after this, depending on the outcome, I think that that the losing school is going to consider the winning school arrival in the next few years to come.
This is the team that knocked Bruins out last year.
I mean, when we talked to some of the players beforehand, I remember Alec Pell said the one team he was looking forward to was Eaglecrest because they were the ones who knocked him out.
Yeah, getting revenge, some payback.
.148 left in this ball game. It's an intense one. Eaglecrest fans getting pumped up. This is a big play right here on 3rd and 6. 1:48 left in the game. Ball on the 20. James keeps it himself. Nowhere near that first down marker.
It's gonna be a 4th down.
4th down, but manageable distance.
Yeah, it's only a couple yards. I think it'll be interesting here.
They're going for it. Yeah, they will definitely go for it. No one's running off the field.
Yeah.
Wouldn't shock me, though, if they try to get Cherry Creek to jump, then take a timeout, and then think about this. They've to do that.
Yeah, they've done that twice, I think.
And they've gotten
the
him
Bruins
to jump.
Yeah.
They're bringing in some of their big boys. Carson Lee, Gus Solinkas, they've entered the game.
Oh, wow, yeah, some offensive linemen.
You know, it would be interesting just to put, like, Michael in right where you think they're going to run.
Some big, strong
We've got
boys.
some big offensive linemen. You might as well just put them all in each gap.
That would be funny.
We just hit a minute, 60 seconds. And yet
Dang,
they called
timeout taken by Eaglecrest.
That's
their last timeout. Yeah. So we're under a minute left.
This is the game.
If Eaglecrest can punch one in here,
Bruins would have a uphill battle.
I mean, if you think about it, when we played Pomona, how many we had around a minute left on the clock when we got the ball to drive down.
Did we? I thought it was a little more. Well, no, yeah, it was
to a minute. Close to a minute.
It was close, and because that happened quick. That had to happen quick, and Padilla is capable. I mean, he's a Division I quarterback committed to Iowa. He's capable of running a drive, even, as many yards as they need to get into field goal range, bare minimum.
They definitely would feel the miss of Marcus Miller, though, when you're limited time
trying
to go deep.
Miller averages the
deep
most,
option.
I believe. I don't know if we
have a lot of weapons.
Oh, yeah. This is a tight one.
Yeah, Marcus Miller's averaged 15 yards per catch. And James Walker has averaged around 8.7. Chase Penry, we don't have a stat listed for him on that, but Vance Brazil has averaged around 12.
Okay, so these guys average enough to make a drive quick.
The thing with Vance, just with 12 yards, he's always across the middle, and with one timeout, you won't be able to take advantage of that. Yeah.
That's a really good
point. They have the field goal team out there.
Wow, so Eaglecrest is going to kick the field goal. I don't have any stats on the field goal. This unit, at this point, Cherry Creek looks to have been overloaded. Timeout taken by Cherry Creek.
They're going to try and ice them.
Yeah, that's really smart.
That's interesting. Wait. They have 60 seconds, and that's their last timeout.
Wow. Why would you use it to ice a kid? I mean, but that's the thing, though. If he misses this, game over.
Yeah, that's
right.
So I guess that's what they're
But the
hoping.
thing is if he does make it, you're going to need – it's like you're going to either need to get
out
of bounds.
If you don't get out of bounds – I mean, Coach Dave Logan has been in this game quite a while.
Yeah, he knows what he's doing.
But maybe he can feel something that we can't feel. But that to us, that is not an advisable call with a minute left. But to be quite honest, I trust Coach Logan's opinion more than my own.
I mean, with the amount of success he's had, not only at Creek but at Mullen before that.
Yeah. Arvada West before that even.
Arvada West before that, yeah.
But you got to think it, halftime when they were trying to push the ball, they didn't have timeouts. It didn't work out so well. Well, here we go.
And so Eaglecrest should be kicking in here. Okay, now what if they ran
So it's about a 25 plus 9, 34-yard kick.
34-yard kick. Wow. Cherry Creek trying to get their fans pumped up. Kick is up. It's low. Is it?
No good.
The kick's no good.
It was
Cherry Creek celebrating.
Bruins are going to win.
No good, and the Bruins will take over.
Cherry Creek takes
the
over.
Game.
And
it was yards
right
short. That was not that far off from going in.
That was short, and I believe just to the right. Wow.
Wow.
No good.
And just to think, they were 1 yard away from the first down. They're a running team. It was an interesting call.
Very interesting call. I mean, that poor kicker.
Oh.
You feel for him,
just
man.
In a thriller like this to come down to a close kick. Wow.
Yeah.
No timeouts left. That's game.
Yeah, so Cherry Creek in victory formation.
Wow, what
Taking
a
knee.
win.
Oh my gosh, what a victory. I don't think we've had a game this exciting and this close since our sophomore year. We're now seniors, by the way. Mullen, playoffs, the convoy.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So Cherry Creek is going to escape Legacy Stadium with a win. They're going to take a knee one last time. And play clock now way more than the game clock. So that's going to do it here from Aurora, Colorado. Eaglecrest, the 4th-ranked team, gave Cherry Creek one heck of a contest.
Wow.
They're going to see each other again in the
Oh,
playoffs.
easily.
Yeah,
They're
you
going to
gotta
see
imagine.
those. They're going to match up again.
Bruins get revenge from last year's quarterfinal playoff
Yeah.
loss.
You know that this one feels good for
This
these
feels
guys.
really good.
Not only because they beat Eaglecrest, but in the way that they did it, because they just proved to themselves, whether they knew it or not, that they could overcome adversity, something they hadn't seen much of in the last few weeks.
Yeah, and especially just the changes they made at halftime. I mean, in the second half, they held Eaglecrest scoreless, and their offense turned it around and
Yeah.
was driving, putting points on the board.
Yeah. Wow. So, we will talk about this game for, I'm sure, for years, just because this could be a defining moment in this season. Cherry Creek now has played really the best of them, minus
Yeah, Valor.
minus Valor. Really, they've played some really great teams, and for as long as I can remember, so far they've beaten all of them.
Yeah.
It's been quite
a
the
huge
promising
win.
season. Cherry Creek improves to 8-0 on the year, 3-0 in the league. Looks to be on their way to a Metro East Conference championship. Really, the only team that could catch them at this point is still Eaglecrest.
But we would own the tiebreaker over them.
We would, so that would be Cherry Creek seems to be in prime position. Next week, over fall break, a week from today, they will have their final home game, senior night. Cherry Creek hosting Cherokee Trail in a big one over at the Stutler Bowl. That game kicks off at 7 p.m. We'll be there, guys. So if you're somewhere else, you can come and watch right here where you're watching right now, because we'll be there catching that one. And then, of course, they finish a week later right here back in this place at Grandview in what should be a thriller of a Centennial League finale. As for Eaglecrest, they dropped to 7-1 on the season, 2-1 in conference. They will host Arapahoe here next Thursday at 7 p.m. before traveling in quotation marks to Cherokee Trail.
Yeah.
They'll play this right here in this very stadium. That game at 7 on the 25th of October. After that, boys, we start playoffs. That's going to be quite exciting. But for now, any last words?
Kicking matters.
Yeah.
They missed the extra point, and then they missed the field goal.
Hug your kicker.
I mean, yeah, that extra point made the difference. And I would just say that they're going to see each other again.
Uh-huh.
We'll
you've
see this
gotta
matchup
imagine.
again.
So,
Such a feel-good game for the Bruins, though.
oh yeah, you know it.
I'm
Wow.
proud of this one.
We'll be talking about this one for a while. I mean, we'll have much more analysis. Just wait for our next episode of the season. We dropped one
yeah.
today, by the way. That'll be my last word. We dropped an episode of the season today on YouTube. Just go look Cherry Creek Sports Network up on YouTube. You can see the season, episode 3. I believe it's probably the best season episode we put out. I don't know. That's my bias to get you guys to go watch it. With that, though, I think we're all done here. Not much more we can say as Cherry Creek comes out with a big 14-13 victory from Legacy Stadium by the skin of their teeth. But just like that, they improved to 8-0. So for Joe Kircher, Jacob Thurman, and our entire crew here at the Cherry Creek Sports Network, I'm Andrew Onadera saying thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week.